Okay, I want to look at a brief overview of graphing a quadratic equation. This was straight from last week's homework. I want to emphasize the two different approaches that were taken to graph it. Just about everyone found the vertex, found the intercepts, the x and y intercepts, plotted them, and sketched a graph. Some participants in the class used this method where the vertex is going to be hk, where h is negative b over 2a. That's the x-coordinate of the vertex, and k is just the function value at the x-coordinate. Like, this is the most typical way of finding. We just used, notice here that a is 1, b is negative 8, and c is 7, just using the coefficients of the terms. Like a is 1, b is negative 8, and then c is a positive 7. So we're going to get that the x-coordinate is going to be negative b over 2a, which is going to be 8 halves, or 4. And then the y-coordinate is just the function value at x is 4. So we're going to get 4 squared minus 8 times 4 plus 7, which is going to be 16 minus 32 plus 7, which is going to be, grouping the first two terms, is going to be a negative 16 plus 7, or negative 9. So the vertex is going to be 4, negative 9. And that was the most common way. Another method which I thought was interesting was using the vertex form. Remember, the vertex form is f of x is equal to a times x minus h squared plus k. And to get this, you have to complete the square. Like, you have to say to yourself, okay, here's my function, f of x is x squared minus 8x plus 7, and then I want to take half of b, which is negative 8, divided by 2, and square it. To get negative 4 squared is 16. So really all you're doing is adding 16 and then subtracting 16. And although 16 minus 16 is 0, and you can see that you have your same function, x squared minus 8x plus 7, when you delete 0 from that sum, there's a reason to do that, because that gives you this perfect square. Like, if it's that special form, it's a perfect square. So we can find the perfect square. This is going to be x minus 4 squared. And then we can combine here. Negative 16 plus 7 is going to be minus 9. So in the vertex form, you're going to see that, let's see here, let's use an arrow. You see that h, a is 1, h is going to be 4, because it's x minus h, and then k is going to be negative 9. Right, so not surprisingly, we get the same result. And then once you have the vertex, if you have the intercepts, then you can plot the graph. I'm going to say you can sketch the graph. Remember, to get the y-intercept, you let x be 0. So the function value at 0 is going to be 0 squared minus 8 times 0 plus 7, which is just going to be 7. So the y-intercept is going to be 0, 7. To get the x-intercept, we let the function equal 0. Now you let y be 0 and solve. So you get 0 is equal to x squared minus 8x plus 7. And a few participants in the class use quadratic equation. That's alright. We could also factor it. You could say, okay, the first product is going to give an x squared. So I know that it's going to be, because the first product is x squared, I know I'm going to have x and x, and then you use this sign which is positive, so we know we have the same sign, and that sign has to be negative. Right, so we can go ahead and put our negatives here. And then we know that factors of 7 that combine, we're going to get x minus 7 and x minus 1. So using the zero product rule, if the product is 0, then we know that each factor, whatever makes each factor 0, will give us a 0 product. So we get x minus 7 is 0, and x minus 7 is 0, or x minus 1 is 0. So we're going to get x equals 7, or x is equal to 1. We're not going to say and, because it can't be both 7 and 1. X 7 or x is 1. Either of those would give us a 0 product. So the x-intercept are 7, 0 and 1, 0. So to graph, just to sketch the graph, you can use the intercepts. Let me just sketch the axis. Use the intercepts 0, 7, 1, 0, 7, 0, and then the vertex, which is 4, negative 9. So we're going to get 4, negative 9, and then you just sketch the graph, hitting these important points, and maybe plot a couple more points. Let me make it more rounded. That's a little bit messy. I like using this software. Like, we can use this free graphing software, this web-based application. I posted an announcement. You can see that it's here. That's not the right one. Yeah, you can just put in. Let me delete this. I'll show you how to insert the function. You go to function and then insert function, and you just enter it. You say this is going to be x squared, minus 8x plus 7, and then you just make sure that it's the right graph. You can print it. That's one thing I like about this software. It's a lot neater than if you use your graphing calculator from that you might have used in a previous class. I prefer graphing software because it's a better display. You can do more with the graphing software. Your tiny TI screen is this little screen with big pixels, and it's only like black and white. There's nothing like here. You can save this image, or you could print it. It just works a lot better on the assignments. Okay, I went through this kind of fast because I was reviewing the assignment. But if you need to get in touch with me, then you can reach me through email at thou 124 at gmail.com, or cell number is 904-662-1266. And I enjoyed it, and I hope to hear from you.